aerodynamic niya nung palapit pa siya. Another guy that's playing well, Joe Devance.
You have to listen to me. You know, I have a way of these things. Instincts. 41-32, under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Lamang pa rin ang talking text. 6 to shoot. And Carey has the ball. Carey goes in, up and under move. At timeout muna tayo. 1:24 remaining in the first half. At lumayo na muli ang talking text. In fact, this is their biggest lead of the game at 43-32. As we enter a 30-second timeout, brought to you by Handy Fix, ang first aid ng bahay mo, bonds all and seals all. How did Talking Text do this?
For Alaska, their offense just became stagnant. That unit on the floor, which comprised of mainly bench players, which has been successful in the series, but it was not able to come up in that set. They were outscored thoroughly by Talking Text. Remember, at one point, it was a 7-0 run by Talking Text. It ballooned to a 14, make that a 13-1 run. Most of those minutes coming at a period in which L.A. Tenorio was on the bench and could not really set up his team. Inisip ko yung sinasabi mo, ha?
Ay, inisip mo talaga?
Oo, parang gusto ko sulatan ang Solar kasi Channel 9, di ba? Nandun yung manok ni San Pedro dati.
You know, people watching us probably too young to remember. Again, mamaya, Bimeg against San Miguel. Ayan, si Roy natatawa, naabutan niya yun. Manok ni San Pedro. Back in the 80s. That's right, it was here on Channel 9. It was aired on a Saturday. Now, meantime, here's Tenorio uncorking, and the rebound ends up with Harvey Carey. And it looks like Talking Text with a strong finishing kick here in the second quarter.
Compared to what they had in the first quarter. Remember, Miko, Alaska stole that first quarter, getting it close, only down by 2. Now, this time around, Talking Text was able to continue that good streak of theirs, which started about the 4 or 5 minute mark, and tuloy-tuloy na yung paglaki ng lamang nila. Talked about it a while ago. 11 points, the biggest lead of Talking Text, and they have a chance to make it bigger. Marquis, guy on the line, big part of it, because this was a guy that you would think, if you're Alaska, you were thinking, guy probably would not be
you won't take shots or,
hurting us, or at least hurting us. Right now, so far, ito si Marquis, 5 points, no misses from the field.
Of course, Mr. Manny V. Pangilinan, flanked by Oji Minor on the left. And of course, Mr. Monaco Puentevella on the right. Right now, Marquis with 6 points. That's 6 bonus impact points off the bench. And with under a minute to go, 12 na ang kabate ng Talking Text, 44-32. Here's Simpson, shot clock down to 10. Simpson, Fonacher, Devance, 7 to shoot. Tenorio against Williams, and Sonny Toss was caught in the no parking zone.
Well, you talk about how Alaska maybe their offense has not been up to par here in the last couple of minutes, but you have to give credit to the defense of Talking Text. They've limited Alaska in this quarter to a mere 14 points.
And Harvey Carey scores. 8 points off the bench para kay Harvey Carey. At tuluyan na lumayo ang Talking Text dito. A 14-point lead. This was just a 2-point game at the end of the opening quarter. Shawn Daniels at tinawagan ng foul is first, sending Sonny Toss to the line. And Shawn Daniels will sit down in favor of Ranadel de Ocampo. 22.8 seconds remaining in the first half.
In this second quarter, all Talking Text. Alaska just can't find their rhythm. Couldn't get anything from the three-point line. Struggled from the free throw line, and unable to stop this offense of Talking Text. The Talking Text shooting over 50% in this quarter, and almost every stat is dominated by Talking Text here.
This 30-second timeout brought to you by Handy Fix, the first aid ng bahay mo, bonds all and seals all. Talking Text defense also limiting Alaska to just 33 points so far, at halos patapos na tayo dito sa first half.
Remember, ended at 20, only at 33. We talked about this game being a game of runs. Itong binibigay na ngayon ng Talking Text, this is a long run that they're in the midst of. And Alaska, in the course of their rotation, just lost their steam. When that second unit came, nawala yung flow nila. And right now, they're going to have a couple of minutes during halftime to find it once again. And they're hoping this 13-point lead that has been erected by Talking Text ay kaya pa nilang mahabol.
And Talking Text doing all of this with Mac Cardona on the bench.
Mac Cardona in this game, only 11 minutes so far. He's had a decent game. Played 11 minutes, scored 6 points, did not miss from the field, but caught the ire maybe of the coaching staff because he had 2 turnovers in succession.
9 seconds to go. Talking Text hoping to write the last sentence of the second chapter. They're up by 13 points. 3 seconds to go. Mark Yee fires! No. So that ends the first half. Talking Text po ang lamang dito in practically a must-win game para sa kanila. Here in Game 4, lamang sila 46-33 at the half. That was a big second quarter para sa Talking Text.
The Talking Text did everything that they wanted to do in that quarter. It seemed that Alaska just couldn't find an answer on both ends of the court.
All right, let's go to Patricia.
Well, LA Tenorio and I were just talking about how nung nakaupo ka na sa bench, naging stagnant nga yung flow niyo. Wag ka na lang kaya magpahinga.
Hindi naman pwede. Well, siguro we have to adjust lang talaga. Actually, itong series na to talaga, importante talaga yung mga second group. Especially sa team namin. Alam naman natin na short rotation lang talaga kami. So, wala kami masyadong palitan. So, key talaga dito is the off-the-bench players talaga. Yung talaga yung malaking bagay.
What were the problems na nakita mo doon sa first half? At saka anong kailangan yung solusyonan kaagad?
Naging sluggish kami sa defense, especially sa defense, and then hindi kami maka-execute. So we have to adjust and we have to be more aggressive on defense, especially sa mga transition nila at saka sa one-on-one nila.
Alright, salamat, LA. Now, of course, Coach Timcon will be talking to them about a lot of things, but let's talk about how LA Tenorio is their best player of the week.
In Game 1, LA Tenorio outplayed his Talking Text counterparts.
Tenorio's been the man of the moment here para sa Alaska.
Then, he was yanked upon by Jimmy Alabag and company in Game 2. He continued to struggle in the first 47 minutes of Game 3, but you just can't put down a good player for too long.
Less than a minute. Tenorio! Yeah! Oh my! A huge dream! LA Tenorio, who's been quiet most of the game, drains a 3 with less than a minute left, giving the lead to Alaska.
Our player of the week for the period of July 19 to 25, Alaska Showtime, LA Tenorio.
At nagpapatuloy ang basketball by the Bay. At the half, labang po ang Talking Text against the Alaska Aces, 46-33. Tandaan po natin, Talking Text in almost a must-win situation. Alaska is gunning for a commanding 3-1 lead in this best of 7 series tonight. Miko Alili kasama si Jason Webb, and we're about to look at the webpage. Click on the webpage and find out why Talking Text seems to be in control of this game.
I would think they're doing a lot of things right so far. Dun sa ating webpage, we talked about things with Talking Text that are important for them in that webpage, which is, sabi natin, no freebies. No freebies for Talking Text, and so far, they've done it. Alaska, only 10 free throws so far in this game. They had 31, remember, in game number 3. Talking Text only had 13 free throws in that game. They've already matched that output so far, so things are going well for Talking Text. Next up, contain Diamon Simpson. He's got 8 points and 9 rebounds. Very good stats, but pretty respectable, but not as explosive as what we saw in the last game. Plus, in the last 6 minutes of this game, Diamon Simpson was the only Aces player that actually had a field goal, and that came at about the 5:50 mark. So, nawala rin siya for a big portion of this game. Next up, the opportunistic fast break points, 5 points ang nakuha ng Tropang Texters, and turnover points, 8 for a total of 13. You match that with a total of Alaska. That's only 8 for Alaska, the combination of that. So that went well for Tropang Texters as well.